All right, folks. Working on an old hunting truck today. Oh, putting a bumper on it, new tailgate. The tailgate was rusted out from all the blood from the deer that's been drug across it, and that blood just rusted the bottom end of it out. So, had an old tailgate sitting in the barn, and it was red. So, got it painted, spray painted it white, and cleaned this up right here and spray painted it. Gonna put a new bumper on it. Here's the old bumper right here, and it was tore all to pieces, just bent all up. You can see, boy, it was in foul shape. Been put through the mill. Had this truck for right at 20 years. Just had some new dual exhaust put on it. Oh, it had dual exhaust, but went ahead and had some new ones put on there because everything was busted loose and it was rattling, sounding like a bucket of bolts coming down a dirt road. So anyway, I had a piece of big square tubing, and I should have done a video of cutting it and everything, but I did cut it with a skill saw with some steel blades in it. And I cut these pieces. You'll see why I got them cut like that. That's just the drop off of the bumper itself right there. But I got the bumper over here spray painted, welded it together. You know, just capped it. I had to show you what I did. But that's the bumper right there, and it's actually going to fit in between the fenders instead of wrapping around like it used to do, you know, like the factory bumper. But what I did is I cut this long right here, that way I could bend it and then bend it down and inside, and then that way I could just stitch it back up. But I just scored it with the skill saw right here in these joints where I could bend it, and then I just sewed those back up, welded them back up. So that's going to be the bumper right there. That's what I've been working on today. And I'm going to build one for the front right there too. I'll probably just put it, I'll leave that chrome piece around there, and probably going to put, because the frame is actually below that. So I'll drop down, take that plastic off, that spoiler off, and put me one up against the frame in the front right there. That way if I want to mount a winch or anything. But you can see it's actually, the frame is right here, and the bumper's up here. So if you hit a deer, you're just gonna crush all this into the radiator. So I'm gonna fix that and possibly put a winch on it later on. But just fixing it up. Been sitting in the barn for, I don't know, a couple of years. Hadn't been driving it that much. Went ahead and put all new front end parts on it, brand new tires. Spent some money so far, but I'm saving a little bit of money by doing this myself. Anyway, that bumper's gonna fit in between the fenders right there and just slip right up against into the frame right there. Still have a receiver up under it. I think it's going to turn out pretty good. Y'all hang in there, we'll see what it looks like when it's done. All right, folks, one more coat of black paint on that bumper and she'll be done. And I figured out you got to wait 48 hours before you do that, before you put the second coat on it. But if you don't do it within an hour, you got to wait 48 hours. Well, I didn't do that on the tailgate. I did it this morning. And guess what? I'm gonna have to completely sand down the whole tailgate because it crinkled it up, melted that paint, I guess, but I sprayed on there yesterday. Had it looking good. I should have just left it alone. Took that plastic piece that went around the bottom of the bumper right there, and all it was doing was just capping the front of that frame. So I'm gonna put another 5-inch tube bumper right here, and possibly a brush guard with some expanded metal. I don't know if I'm gonna do that yet or not, just to protect the front of the, you know, the radiator and all that right there. Hit a deer, blow him out of the way, stop, pick him up, bring him home skinny. I'll check this out though. I got, y'all gonna love my sawhorses. I'm cutting all this stuff with a skill saw with just a regular steel blade. You know, these things right here, these blades. And they work pretty good. Well, they work real good. So, 45 degree on this right here. This leg is longer because I've scored it right there, and then I'm gonna just bend it down and then sew that up, both ends of it, 40 inches long. That's what I'm working on right now, but you can see it. Just cut that piece out of it. Yep, nothing to it, just takes a little time. That stuff is 1/4 inch thick, so it's gonna be pretty stout. It should hold up to whatever. And if I need to, I can mount a winch to it later on or something. Y'all excuse the mess around here. I know it's a wreck. I'm gonna stop one of these days and start cleaning up. But That's what I'm working on. That, fix that tailgate. Y'all hang in there. We're gonna make this thing look like something. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all see it right there. And I'm just gonna bend those flaps down and then stitch it up and then run another pass right across there when I do that. That way it'll keep that strong. That's what she looks like though. Let me get this thing welded up and we'll look at it again. There it is, folks. I went ahead and put a little brush guard on it. Keep the tree limbs and stuff out of the radiator, or help anyway. Protect it in the front. 5-inch tube bumper, 1/4 inch thick, mounted right to the frame. So right dead center, we're good. Right or left side, we're gonna have some crushed up stuff, but at least the radiator and all that should be protected. Turned out decent. I went ahead and cleaned up the frame a little bit, put some flat black under there just to make it look a little bit better, since I took that plastic off, all that showing a little bit. It's a work in progress. Just trying to fix it up a little bit as I go. It ain't no ranch hand, but it'll work for something that had, stuff I just had laying around. Anyhow, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Appreciate y'all.